Thank you, Senator Gillibrand. Senator Ernst, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you very much, General Smith, for being here today. Congratulations on your nomination and to your family as well. Thank you for your service and support. Truly takes an extraordinary family to get this far, so thank you very much. I would like to dive back in to the amphibious ship requirement because there has been a lot of debate. It's already been raised by a number of my colleagues here today. But General, how does that requirement square, the requirement of 31, how does that square with assumptions about building the force for denied environments against enemy sensor and strike capabilities? Because there is some behind-the-scenes debate about the class of amphibs and survivability in those denied environments. Can you walk us through that, please, and what those requirements mean?
Senator, I can. First, survivability is never binary. Things are made more survivable if, more survivable when. As a quick example, no aircraft is inherently survivable alone because the enemy makes anti-aircraft missiles. No ship is inherently survivable alone because there are torpedoes and strike missiles. Infantrymen are not immune from machine gun fire. So the totality of the joint force moves an asset and protects an asset. Mm-hmm. So when those capabilities that we have discussed in our various office calls, ma'am, our ground-air task-oriented radar, our long-range strike capabilities, when those are asked for by combatant commanders and sought out by operational commanders, they must get to the fight. Those amphibious warships get them to the fight. They're there initially, and they also assist us in the logistics challenge because they carry 15 to 30 days of sustainment. If you don't have that initial sustainment up front, then the logistics challenge gets harder. And if a fleet commander or joint force commander, more importantly, decides that those assets are key, that joint force commander will protect those assets with the plethora of tools that they have at their disposal.
Okay, I appreciate that, General, because what I want to see and what I want to make sure that we are doing is authorizing what you need and so that you have it when you need it. What we have seen in the past, and I'll give a very upfront example, the littoral combat ship. We commissioned a number of those a number of years ago, and some of those have only been commissioned for 5 to 6 years, and they're already on a list to be decommissioned. So what I want to make sure is that we're actually procuring what you need and that it will stay in our inventory for years to come, and that we're not spending millions and billions of dollars on something that we think you need, and you're going to turn around and say, no, we don't need that in 2-3 years.
Senator, thank you. And what we need is what's been provided by Congress, which is a minimum of 31 L-class ships, 10 big decks, those are our helicopter jet carriers, and 21 LPDs at a minimum. And those must be in a ready state because Marines are in a ready state. And crises never wait for you to finish repairs or finish training before you go. We need those 31 at a minimum.
Thank you. I appreciate that, General. And I'm going to dive into our Special Operations Command and your Marine Raiders. And this, falls a little bit outside maybe of your day-to-day management, but Force Design 2030 calls for a smaller footprint, better signature management, and maneuver, deception, and tempo on the battlefield. So, General, how does the Marine Corps Special Operations Command fit into your thinking about littoral operations?
Senator, just under 3,000 Marine Special Operators who are out there in MARSOC, Marine Special Operations Command, led by Major General Trollinger, have been instrumental in assisting us with experimentation. And when we talk about experimentation, what we mean by that, Senator, is when they are already forward deployed, they have been given asks and tasks by Marine Corps Warfighting Lab. While executing your mission, try this, test this. They give us real-world operational feedback. They're doing that every time they deploy teams around the world, and they have been extremely helpful. And if I'm confirmed, I'm committed to continuing that with MARSOC.
Very good. I appreciate it. I just want to bring this up yet once again as we're looking at a constrained budgetary environment. As we're moving forward, we may be asking our forces to downsize, and I think it's incredibly important that we recognize the role that our Marines play, that MARSOC plays, and that we're very careful not to undercut the defense of our nation in this constrained environment. And I know, Chairman, that we'll work and do all we can to support our warfighters. So thank you very much, General Smith, and congratulations.